Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Destination Big Leagues. So today is a quite interesting episode because firstly it's the first time I'm recording an episode outside of Dubai in the past 2 years. I'm currently in Ahmedabad visiting my friend's office who happens to have the same name as me. I'm with his co-founder Celine from My Data Machine. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
My pleasure, Ronald. Super happy to be here today in Ahmedabad.
Awesome. So Celine's come all the way from Paris. It's quite a long flight. So Celine's got quite an interesting background. So maybe you can just run us through, your background growing up in Paris and then, like all your sort of career transitions.
Sure. So I was born in Paris, in France, and I was passionate in mathematics and artificial intelligence and algorithm and data science. So on this we have a bit the same background, and at the same time, while I was studying, I got scouted by an American fashion model agency, IMG, and I've been modeling for 4 years with them, doing fashion weeks, shootings around the world, so mainly New York, London, Milan, France, and also a bit Japan. And it was really crazy, and yeah, I got at the same time to meet the fashion industry and to discover AI papers from research laboratories because I was just reading them. And that's how I got some ideas of how AI can solve some problem that I could observe in the fashion industry, and that I started to code my first softwares in between marketing, AI, fashion, and other things. And I created Eva Engines, my first startup, in 2019. We were one of the first Gen AI startups, especially in France. And in 2020, I founded, in 2021, in fact, we founded My Data Machine with Ronak.
Yeah. So that's on me, that's my friend,
Yeah.
but that's kind of an interesting story, right? So Ronak's based in Ahmedabad, you're based in Paris. Maybe can you run us through like how did that company form?
Ronak got an Instagram page about AI really early, so I think it was around 2018. And at the time, I had my modeling page on Instagram, and I ran through his content, his page. I started to follow and then interact, and then I discovered that in fact the creator of this page was based in India, and was like, oh, I didn't expect that, but I mean, why not? And then one day he told me, oh, I would love to work with you one day. And in my mind, to be honest, I thought, okay, me too, but this would never happen,
Yeah.
And so I was working on some softwares using Gen AI, and he was following me as well, following what I was doing, asking me a lot of questions. And one day I needed to create some data sets to train my AI at the time, and I was doing it myself. It was taking a lot of time. I was just labeling images myself, annotating images. I was spending hours and nights on it. And at one point, my ex-co-founder, the co-founder on this startup, told me we should find some help to do that. And that's when I started to find some help about it. And this was during COVID time. So Ronak was basically as close to us as someone in France because we just couldn't meet anyone at that time. So I told him about our needs, and we decided to hire a team there, and we delivered successfully the first data set. And guess what? Once I got the demo and the app working of Eva Engines, of my software with the Gen AI, I was showing it to people around me in France, and they were asking me, wow, but how did you get this incredible data set? Instead of telling me, wow, this software, I want to buy it, So that's how I started to sell around me some data sets.
Right.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So your Instagram or your IG career or your modeling career basically got you to sort of starting a career, which is in the AI space, which is kind of incredible. So talk about like being scouted by IMG, like, having a modeling career is kind of interesting, right? Most people don't get the opportunity to do something like that. How does a huge agency like scout someone like you?
Yeah, so in fact, I randomly went into some scouts in Paris.
Okay.
So I really love arts and fashion, but I didn't know it that much at the time, but I was still going to some exhibitions, some shows, and it happened that I met some fashion people. And randomly, I met some scouts from some agencies, and I've been told that I should try to model, but like when I was a teenager, and I didn't want to. But then at one point, I thought maybe this is an opportunity and I should take it.
Yeah.
So I thought about would I regret it if I don't take the opportunity? So I thought I don't want to regret it later. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this opportunity. So I got signed with IMG at this moment. Crazy, right? Because I didn't even know that it was one of the top modeling agencies of the world.
Right. How
And,
old were you when you got signed with IMG?
So I was 19.
Okay.
No. I was, attends, let me think. So 20. So I was 21, sorry.
Okay. This is when you were at university as well?
Correct. So I was working on the two at the same time.
Wow.
University and modeling, which was super different. So
Now, what did your peers in university think of you having a modeling career and a signed model at IMG?
yeah, to be honest, they thought that I would forget about university and never
Yeah.
come back. And they were super surprised to see that I was consistent coming to the exams and passing my exams. And a lot of my peers, they were just saying, "Oh, you remember us?" And of course, I mean, I always knew that my passion was in mathematics and computer science and
Yeah.
AI, so I would not stop for fashion. And also in the fashion industry, I was seen as the geek person who is working on her computer. So it was fun to have both images. And it was a great equilibrium because on one side, I got all this geek person, and on the other side, all these super creative and talented persons from the fashion industry. So I really enjoyed being in between, you know.
Wow, it's the best of both worlds. It's like the left and the right brain like infusing together. It's kind of interesting. So I know that you worked with incredibly notable brands. I mean, you've told me like we had a car journey. So you worked with Hermès, Ferragamo, Victoria Beckham. Any other notable brands?
Yeah, I've been working for Nina Ricci, for Dries Van Noten, for Dior, for Vuitton. I mean, I've been working for most of the brands, but my major clients were Hermès, Victoria Beckham, Dries Van Noten, and Acne Studio. So yeah.
That's crazy. It's like, you wanted to kind of get into the tech, into the AI space, working on Gen AI ahead of time. And your side quest or your part-time gig while in university was a full-fledged modeling career, which is kind of impressive. So out of all the brands you worked with, which is the kind of the best brand you vouch for?
I what? Sorry?
Like, which is the best brand? Like, which brand do you think is just so incredibly great that you would always be a customer of?
Ah, so my favorite brands are the one I've been working with, to be honest. So I love Hermes. Their quality is just incredible. Plus, they are really pushing talents which are not just trendy. They are pushing talents who have something, you know. Pushing talents who are really creative. It is really art that they are trying to build, and there are so many talented people there. It's not about being on the trend. It's really about crafting something, and yeah. So I really love them, and I really enjoyed working with Victoria Beckham as well because I discovered the woman So Victoria Beckham.
Oh, like did you actually work closely with her?
Yeah, I mean, she's the designer of the brand, so you, as a model, you have to. I met her, and she was making these decisions on the show, you know. So, and I really met a incredibly talented woman. I didn't even expect that, to be honest. And I really loved her sensibility, her vision, and yeah, the vision of the woman that she wanted to spread out. And same for Tory Burch. I got to work for Tory Burch, and I love this brand as well because it's a brand that has been created by a woman as well, Tory. And same, she has a great vision of how to empower women and empower women at work. So I really enjoyed being part of her show and her universe. And I also met an incredible brand called Peter Do.
Okay.
And so an American brand as well. I am one of my favorite brands here. Created by an Asian American. And their vision and their tastes are really incredible. You should check out.
Sweet. I'll definitely check it out. So, I mean, generally when people think about modeling, like people think about it as like a runway show or like, being on an ad or a commercial. But what are the other facets that comes in a career of modeling? So I'm sure like traveling is one of them, but what are the other aspects that come with the modeling career?
Yeah, traveling every day, not knowing where you will be the other day, meeting a lot of people, the competition between the girls for the casting.
Talk about that. That kind of seems interesting.
Yeah.
How is competition? Is it just on looks? Is it just on connections? Like, what are your leverage points as a successful model?
Connections, right? It's not only about being beautiful. It's more than that. It's about being smart. To be honest, I met so many super smart girls in the industry. It's also about making the right connections, being different. Because when you are like everyone, no one will notice you. And yeah, it's about how you can be seen. You can being seen in the mass of models, kind of.
Right.
So, for example, before the fashion week, there are some pre-casting. You go to the pre-casting, you meet the casting directors, and you see hundreds of girls waiting in the queue, like here, and you will just meet the casting director like 1 minute to say hi, and just walk back, take like 20 pictures of you for each angle, and then bye. So you have to be prepared to face all these other girls and just stay confident. And also I got so many no's, like, no, you're not the right one, no, blah, blah, blah. So you have to learn that, oh no is okay, you can take it, I mean, it is not for you, so you have to be, it teaches you how to handle no's and to continue to fight for the next contracts. And yeah, so this is something that I learned. And also, as a model, you work so much. So I was working from sometimes the worst case, I was working from like 5 in the morning until 2 a.m. at night, so you learn to be ready to just work a lot. So this helps you afterwards when you start your own company, because you think, okay, I've been working that much.
Right.
I'm gonna work that much for me now.
Right. I mean, that's kind of interesting, right? I never thought that a modeling career could be a good precursor to prep someone to becoming an entrepreneur, right? So the points that you mentioned, hard work, long hours, networking, and being able to take rejection. These are all like great skill sets that someone who wants to pursue entrepreneurship should encompass, right?
Totally.
So the question is, what is more nerve-wracking, right? Is it more scary to walk in front of 500 high-profile individuals on a fashion show in Paris week, or is it more nerve-wracking to raise money from an investor or have a sort of a call with a client on a big deal that you're trying to close?
I love that question. To give you examples, one of the first show I did was I opened a show during Fashion Week. I opened and closed the show during Fashion Week. I mean, a few times I opened some shows. So I opened Victoria Beckham in New York Fashion Week. I opened and closed it. I opened also some shows for Hermès and for Dries Van Noten. And opening a show is really stressful because imagine you have all these people just sitting there, then the light turns on, the music, and you have to just go. You are the first one. Everyone is looking at you.
Yeah.
Sometimes I thought I would just fall down, but
Right.
I didn't.
It would have been funny if you had your Garmin when you could walk the carpet. You could see your heart rate just spike up.
Yeah, it would have been funny. So this was really stressful, but at a point I had done so many shows that I was not stressed anymore. I just had this adrenaline feeling a bit, which I really enjoyed, but it was not that stressful. And then when I started to pitch again, the same feeling, but I thought I've been through that
Yeah.
wide modeling. But no, because this time I had to convince people, I had to talk, I had to be there, and I felt it's super difficult. The pitch exercise when you have to stand in front of hundreds of people pitching your company, and at the time no one was convinced about Gen AI, to be honest. So I had to pitch Gen AI in front of old investors, not really passionate about technology at that time.
Right.
It was really hard, and I got this stress again. So, and now I start to be more relaxed. So,
Right. I mean, that's kind of interesting, right? I mean, you kind of got into Gen AI at a point where like nobody was talking about it, no one really cared about it. Like, what environment did you surround yourself around where you realized like a technology like this can have a profound impact on society?
So, I think my journey to the US really helped me as a model because I got to meet entrepreneurs, and I learned that it was possible to launch a business even with tech. And at the same time, I got to meet a lot of researchers in AI in France. So I could see the entrepreneurship spirit from the US and at the same time researcher from France, and this mix helped me to believe in the future of AI. I mean, yeah, I think I am kind of so I am really intuitive, and I really got this vision that AI would change the world a bit early, a bit too early even, but yeah, I mean, I just had this vision, and now I'm starting to see how the fashion industry is just transforming and evolving, and it's super interesting to follow that. Yeah.
Right. I mean, when we look at the current state of models out there, whether it be GPT-4o or Grok 3, there's just so many models out there, Claude. Like, could you imagine like the technology that you started working so early on could eventually evolve to something like this where it's kind of part of like, I mean, most of modern society's workflows? Like, could you have ever imagined that?
So in 2018, I told my agent that, so I asked him, is it possible to get the digital twin of me and to send it to client instead of me going to the shootings? And he told me, Celine, you are crazy. This is not gonna happen. This will never happen. And look what is happening now. I mean, it can happen right now with modeling agencies. So yeah, I got some vision of what will happen. I didn't expect at all this ChatGPT, to be honest. I was really surprised to see how successful it has been. And I think a lot of AI researchers think the same because it's not according to the science the most incredible innovation. In fact, because it's mimicking the human being, it is really so humans really love it, you know. So that's surprising to me.
Right. I mean, it makes sense why you probably left the modeling industry because you probably had some foresight at some point a digital twin could potentially replace you. I don't know if you've seen this news, it's been all around. Like, Vogue recently ran a cover using like an AI model. Do you think like I mean you were in the fashion and you still are in the fashion industry, like do you think like these agencies like IMG and stuff eventually will kind of phase out of working with human models at some point, or like they'll start preferring AI models because they don't have to deal with all of those things that come with human model?
The market is changing. The market is really changing. So, for example, as a model 10 years ago, you had to do e-commerce shootings. So you had to spend a day to do this
Yeah.
face, three-quarter, profile, back, all during all the day. And trust me, even if you're really well paid for this kind of shooting, sometimes it's boring. And I don't think for this kind of shootings a real human is needed. And also all the creative team is not that creative and everyone is just on the set thinking when this will end.
Yeah.
It's kind of a torture. So this kind of shooting, I'm sure that they are already getting replaced, and optimized because it's a lot of money that was spent on this kind of shootings. And I don't see here the value that real humans are adding. But for some other type of shootings or some other type of modeling, we really need a human, a presence, something that is not just an image.
Sure.
And here, the value is really there. So the market is changing, and we have to face it. But let's adapt to it.
Fair enough. I mean, if you had like a suggestion for someone who was in your footsteps, potentially considering pursuing a modeling career, like how would you suggest them to kind of, get ahead so that, AI doesn't come in for their jobs?
Focusing on branding, personal branding, more than on the modeling career.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you, like, I mean, since you've been so ahead of the curve with AI, do you think about like the profound impact like AI is going to have to the fabric of our society? Like modeling is one facet that you've been closely involved in and you're already seeing the impact. There's so many other impacts that AI is having across. Like, how do you think society changes? Because historically, like every sort of innovation cycle, there's an abundance of jobs, right, that flourish out of it. But at this stage, it doesn't seem clear what that new threshold for human beings are going to be individually when AI does all of it. Like, have you spent time thinking about what the implications of all of this technology is?
I tried, yes, I tried to. So, according to me, the skills which are the most important and are going to be more and more important are emotional skills, skills that implies human being, like relationships, building relationships, and also building trust, and so yeah, emotional skills,
Yep.
skill sets are going to be enhanced.
Sure.
And in my opinion, we will be able to do a lot more using AI, but there will be a lot more to be done at the same time. So I don't know if you noticed, but using these new AI tools that you think that will help you to become faster and have more time, in fact, you just get more things to do, right?
Exactly.
And what we can automate will just help us to do a lot more.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I think that's how I've been kind of seeing it as well. I've just been able to get a lot more done. I haven't been able to buy my time yet still. So yeah, I mean, I think overall we probably get more productive, but it's to be seen where these technologies take us in the future. So let's talk about My Data Machine, right? I mean, in the Gen AI space, one of the clear things about having an advantage is the quality of data that you have, right? And you were really ahead of the curve, right? As you explained, like having labeled data really helped your project succeed, right? So talk about like how sort of, I know you're a part of the component of your business is data labeling. Talk about just data labeling in general and how do you see that market evolving? And then overall, just the data landscape. Like, what are the opportunities for an entrepreneur in the Gen AI space?
Yeah. So data is really important to train models. As we always say, it's garbage in, garbage out. So that's why I was taking a lot of time to label and annotate my images pixel by pixel to make sure that each pixel would give the right input for the AI models and which will be trained in the right way. The market is being changing. So the market is changing. The models have been changing, and the data space is changing too. So the generative AI models are getting better and better. So at the beginning, I was wondering if the data labeling market would decrease, but in fact, according to me, it is changing. Instead of labeling initial data sets, what we've been seeing right now is that we create teams to be what we call human in the loop, to do some reinforcement learning and to train models, but in a different way. So we are less and less creating initial data sets for training, but more and more getting some teams to do some quality check, to do some work hand in hand with AI. And it's not a one-time thing to train an AI model. And even if AI models are getting better and better, to be really specific for some areas, we still need this quality check. And so the work is getting different and we have to adapt it, which is challenging, but that's how a company needs also to grow. Like, we need to adapt to the market. So the market is predicted to grow for the next years, to grow a lot. So that is exactly what we can feel since the beginning of the My Data Machine. So.
Right. So, I mean, so My Data Machine is a company that's existed for 6 years, right? And you guys...
Little less than 6 years.
Little less than 6 years.
4 years.
4 years. That's huge, right? I mean, in terms of just the service business, that's quite an incredible feat. What do you think are the next opportunities, right? There's data labeling, of course, that's one aspect to it. I mean, it's clear that, that's a very big component, like when you look at the acquisition of Scale AI. What do you think are the next opportunities for service-based businesses within the AI space to capture?
That's a tough one.
Right.
Let me think. So the opportunities in the service industry for data and AI?
Yeah.
In general. So, yeah, I mean, the service industry is great in a sense that you don't have to invest a lot of capex, so initial capital. You have to invest really less than when you want to build a factory or a product. So you just have to adapt to the demands. So, we will have to be more and more efficient to stay competitive in the price because of the AI change that enables to work faster and better. And so I guess the AI and data service industry will have to stay competitive using the latest technologies, and we just have to follow the market and the demands over the next years. So according to me, there is still an opportunity for this business, even if we have to think of ways to optimize the work.
Yeah, so I was just basically saying the drawdown in terms of pricing.
Yeah.
Have you noticed the clients bringing the pricing down?
Okay, so first thing, we really build the relationship with the client in a long-term vision, because for the client, it's also really useful that they are discussing with the same person, knowing exactly that we've been working on the scope, on the guidelines, and the team is really acquainted with the industry, their services, their products, and they feel really secured with that. And the second thing is that we always mention to our client that we will be ready to change the price if the team is becoming more efficient. And it already happened a few times that after introducing some new processes or automated processes, we get to reduce our price. And I mean, fine. We do it because it's fair. We want to stay in the win-win situation. And the client would also appreciate and give us more volume in the best case scenario.
Right.
So this is great. And a third thing I would like to add is that we also know that in this industry, there are some competitors trying to put the prices super low. And that's not our strategy in the sense that we don't want to compete with the lowest price because we know what are their conditions.
Right.
So this is something that we clearly state to our clients that we want to work in an ethical way. So these are standards and the goal is to build a long-term relationship with them. So we find the clients that are willing to go in the same direction, so.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I guess the key message is about, building relationships with trust and transparency to have a sustainable business. Where do you personally see My Data Machine kind of moving in the next 5 to 10 years? Like what things are you interested in terms of taking the company?
Yeah. So we actually grow from the fashion tech industry to other markets. So we are now in a few industries. We are also operating in e-commerce, in retail, and in security. So this was one of the expansion that we did. And we also cover more than just data labeling. So in terms of services, we also are offering more than we were offering initially. So now we are also offering, as I told you, human in the loop processes. We are also offering data scrapping. We are also offering data cleaning, structuring. So our offer is expanding.
Right.
And I see ourselves becoming a major actor of the ecosystem in Europe for these industries, especially because we have in place some legal aspect regarding all the data environment in Europe, which is really difficult and really tough thanks to our lawyers and advisors on the subject. And we see ourselves growing into offering better and optimized data solutions for our clients and for new clients on the market.
Right. That's interesting. So your first company was Ava Engine, and that was related to growth marketing. And I believe that you're working on an MVP that you're going to release soon.
We need to rephrase this question because it's not exactly that. So, I created 3 softwares. The first one was about growth hacking. Then I started Ava Engines for the 2 others. One was about facial recognition for fashion models, and the other one was generating double twins for clothes for the fashion industry. And so right now, I am launching a new software which is the following of the first software I was building on growth hacking before Ava Engines.
Okay.
Why? Because I noticed that we have incredible technologies right now, and that the market on the social media, the influence market, is really in demand of this kind of tools that will help to grow your personal digital branding, and that right now you are nothing without your personal digital branding. I mean, it's more and more difficult to to sell something without that. So I really wanted to launch a product to change the balance, because I don't want my life to be too much influenced by the algorithm of Instagram, Facebook, etc., TikTok. I want us to take back the control of the algorithm, and I want to give everyone the tools, so my software, to do it. It's called Iconizer. Iconizer.
Awesome. So I'll leave the link down below. How else can people interact with that?
Sure. Or how else?
How else can people get access? It's just the website?
Yeah. It's an app.
Okay.
You can download it, and we have a few features for free. So just try it. Yeah.
Awesome. Excited to check it out.
Yeah. So it will give you the possibility of enhancing your content by automating a lot of tasks that are super time consuming, like creating pictures, reels, and it will also help you to target the right audience automatically and following your brand identity. And we also have some challenges in place to make the winners get some prizes, and this is related to the statistics that our users have. So if you have good statistics, you'll win for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Celine, for coming on the Destination Big Leagues podcast. I'll leave you links below, so if anyone wants to, if anyone found Celine's conversation interesting, please feel free to reach out to her on her Instagram handle and any other way that they can connect with you.
Instagram is great, LinkedIn as well.
Sure.
You know, these are the two social media that I am using the most.
Awesome. So I'll leave all the links below. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pranak. It was a pleasure, and I'm excited also for the next episodes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yep.